Looks like a great day for baseball. That's the way the ball has looked to Murphy and Zimmerman all year. The baseball coming at them. Folks coming in from all entrances of Nationals Park, looking for 3 out of 4 today against the defending world champions, a troubled Chicago team, but nonetheless, somebody you want to put on your resume with 3 out of 4. And the Nats have done that, outscoring them in the first 3 games 18-10.
Well, they have an offense that can beat you in so many ways. We talk about it all the time. They can beat you with thunder like they did last night, or on Tuesday they can beat you with speed. Trey Turner starting the game off with a simple ground ball that Tommy La Stella stayed back on, and then the floodgates opened. All the stolen bases all night. Trey with 4 of them for the second time this year, tying a franchise record. Simple ground ball to first base. Nice play by Anthony Rizzo. Brian Goodwin beats it. Trey Turner scores. 7 steals in the game on Tuesday night, so they beat you with speed on Tuesday. And then you go to last night. 8 runs, 11 hits, 4 doubles, 3 homers, so 7 steals the first night, 7 extra base hits the second night. So they brought the thunder, the home runs last night. There was 3 taters, and how are they going to beat you today? Don't forget, they can beat you with their bench too. They've been great as well.
So last night, good use of those 11 hits, the extra base hits. Just fantastic offense by the Nats. They're facing John Lester today, tough lefty, but why not talk about offense? And you know where I'm going here, on a day Joe Ross is pitching. The run support's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's had 10 runs or more of support a bunch of times this year, and against John Lester, if they do it today, keep an eye on John Lester throwing over. He's had 8 stolen bases against, but 9 caught stealing. Who would have thought that? It's not going to be a track meet today. You got to steal first.
So, the right-hander against the lefty. Joe Ross 4-3 with a 540. Lester 5-4 with a 383. Nats trying to get a 5-2 homestand. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. And by the Lexus RX, featuring a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. Standard. Don't know if they have big screen TVs out there beyond the scoreboard, but what a comfortable way to hang out before the game. Awesome. On a beautiful day, I might add. Humidity's still down. We're at 88, so it's sizzling out there on the field right now as we get ready for this 4:05 scheduled start. Joe Ross against this Cub lineup. John Jay, and notice it's more conventional by Joe Maddon today. Rizzo third, the pitcher ninth. Who would have thunk it? And John Jay 0 for 6 in this series, but hitting .305 and a couple of hits career against Joe Ross. Rizzo has 2 with an RBI. And here's Joe, third career start against the Cubs, 0-2 so far with a 3.86.
Although he doesn't qualify, his 11.12 average runs of support is by far the most amongst major league pitchers. For the 4th time this year, received more than 10 runs of support last start against the Reds. Nats won that game 18-3, went 7 innings, gave up just 1 run, struck out 5, walked 103 pitches. You saw the arsenal: fastball 92, slider 85, changeup 85. Play ball.
Nats gained a game on Atlanta last night, lead by 9.5, and here we go. Strike 1 at 4:06. Cubs only a game behind Milwaukee, who lost again last evening. So John Jay's on base percentage at .389. Done a lot of leading off in the big leagues, and that's off to the left, strike 2. 14-year veteran behind the plate today, Chad Fairchild. Dave Rackley at first. Crew chief Larry Vanover, there he is at second base, and Tim Timmons at third. And Ross will spin him out of there with an 0-2 pitch off the plate.
Third leadoff hitter in the series for Joe Maddon. Remember, Wilson Contreras led off game 1. Almost got him in the jersey. Anthony Rizzo games 2 and 3, and now John Jay in game 4.
Swing and a miss, and that's a good-looking slider by Joe Ross, diving down and in for the game's first out.
Depth to the slider, the key for Joe Ross. Out front, on top. You see it go down and a little bit into John Jay, and I think the down more important with Joe Ross than the in. You know, he gets in trouble when a slider's side to side, it stays on the same plane. That was a good one.
Here's Ian Happ facing Ross for the first time. Rendon even with a bag at third, and that's inside. Just a little off center is Taylor out there. Flags doing next to nothing here at the ballpark. Big flags aren't doing anything, just a little movement on top of the scoreboard up in right field. It's kind of a lazy, hazy afternoon. Joe Ross, though, getting after it here. 1-1 pitch, and he gets another swing and miss with the slider.
That first couple of sliders real good. See the release point, the rotation, and the late break.
Yeah, you're right about that downward thing. That was really nice. Wieters off the plate inside. Ball 2. Counts full in front of Rizzo. And of course, I'm sure you notice on the lineup, Chris Bryant not in there today. Mild to moderate ankle situation for him after stepping on the bag last night.
Told you he was just kind of gingerly walking around the clubhouse this morning. Doesn't look like a DL stint for him, which is great news for the Cubs.
That is. Another swing and a miss on the slider to a lefty. 2 outs.
Good defense for the Nats today. Ryan Rayburn in there against the lefty John Lester. Everything else the same. Brian Goodwin started the first 3 games of the series and left, and now Ryan Rayburn today.
So Joe, 54 strikeouts on the year, 12 walks. One of the best strikeout to walk ratios. Rizzo in this series, 2 hits, a homer, a couple of RBIs, a walk. He's been hit by a pitch. Big shift on Murphy, a good 20 feet out into right field. And Rizzo looks that one all the way in, 1-1. Try to swing that fastball back.
Rizzo with 9 more walks than strikeouts this year. 48 walks, 39 strikeouts on the year. We've shown him throughout the series choke up with 2 strikes. And the bomb he hit off Eddie Romero last night was impressive. Hanging out over the plate, left on left, guy throwing 100. He just turned it around.
That ball is hit hard. Right field corner. Bryce Harper over to get it. And Anthony Rizzo has a 2-out double. And I think it's a great lesson for anybody of a young age playing the game, FP. He's not giving up any pop by choking up.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's the big dude anyway, so then he chokes up. Right there, he's ahead in the count, so he's down on the knob. Drills a double down the corner.
Here's the catcher, Wilson Contreras. He faces Ross for the first time. 3 for 8, couple of homers in the series. And that will put Chicago on top. Couple of 2-out swings. At second, he's out. Trying to get in there and maybe do a swim move. He's pointing toward his own dugout.
Look at Daniel Murphy. He's not moving. I think Murph's telling you he missed him. He's looking right into the dugout. He didn't budge, and that doesn't bode well for the Nats. Contreras gave him the okey doke, didn't he? I mean, great throw by Rayburn. I thought he got him initially. Let's see right here. Didn't he get him? No. Ooh, might be safe. Looked like the left arm got in there. Good hustle by Contreras. Throw beat him, but watch the slide. Take the left arm away, go over the base. Ooh, and then he came off, but did Murph push him off? I don't think he did, and they're not going to challenge. He's out.
Inning over.
Yeah.
Outfield assist for Ryan Rayburn.
He's kind of off the bag there.
Cubs will settle for 1. Here come the Nats against John Lester. They've lost 16 games this year in which they have led early. So a good omen for the Nats. But they have to face John Lester. And here's the lineup. Bryce having a good homestand. He sits safely in 18 of his last 20 games. 5 out of 13 in this series with a couple of RBIs. 1 for 2 with a homer against John Lester. So the usual lineup is out there with the exception of left field. And Rayburn's already contributed. So here's Lester, 2-1 career in 4 starts against Washington.
A fastball this year averaging 91, cutter 87, curveball 75, change 84. Cutter probably his best pitch. He'll two-seam the fastball away to right. He's cut the fastball in. Been throwing the curveball more this year, so we'll keep an eye on that. Opponent's hitting 248 against John Lester.
Trey Turner has never faced him. Strike call. Corner infielders pinching from the first pitch of the game here.
Well, they have to because John Lester has trouble throwing to first.
So any way to keep Turner off of first, huh?
Yeah.
A big help.
I mean, you have to play even further in if you're the corners with Lester pitching, because you have to field the bunt. He won't field it.
2-1. Trey, 313 his last 36 games, and a good resume in this series. 4 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 5 steals. Tied with Billy Hamilton atop the league with 33. Ball 3.
Lester 2-3 with a 5.49 on the road this year.
That's not what he wanted to do with a 1-run lead. Here we go.
Cubs defense set it for you real quick behind John Lester. J.L. Moore Jr. half the outfield. Russell Candelario left side. Baez Rizzo right side. And Wilson Contreras behind the plate. So I got some numbers for you on John Lester. In 2015, 44 stolen bases against 11 caught stealing. In 16, 28 stolen bases, 13 caught stealing. And this year, just 8 stolen bases against and 9 caught stealing. That might be the Wilson Contreras factor.
Turner has a big lead. Holding. Strike called to Ryan Rayburn.
So there's 2 ways you could do it, Carp. You get that big lead and dare him to throw over. You get your normal lead and just go first move. Lester's real quick to the plate. Contreras likes to throw behind. That's why you're not seeing guys with the humongous lead you saw the Dodgers have in the playoffs last year. I think you just play it straight up. Get your normal lead. Think about second more than going back to first, and go first move. StatCast powered by AWS. Show you Trey Turner's lead. It's a little bigger than normal. He's usually around 12 feet.
And there's the snap throw down there. Rizzo's going to go NFL center and just sweep the glove between his spikes for a tag there.
And that's why you can't get that humongous lead you've seen in the past, because of Wilson Contreras, especially with the right-hander up. Watch to the knees, a la Benito Santiago. Good call on the tag. Watch the tag. Good try.
1-2. Fastball up. Gary Thurman, by the way, outfielder coordinator in the Nats organization, is over there at first base. It was Jock Jones. Davey Lopes away from the ball club because of a family situation, and we wish Davey well. Hope all is okay. And Gary Thurman, a solid major leaguer in his days, helping out the Nats. 2-2. Turner still not running. Swing and a miss. So Dan, Jock was over there last night, the Nats assistant hitting coach.
And he got a win, Bob. So he's saying today, I'm got a 1,000 winning percentage, and if the Nationals lose today, he's going to go into Dusty Baker's office and say, hey, do you want to win or do you not want to win? And as for the high five that went wrong with Anthony Rendon when he was rounding the bases after his home run, he said, it's called a high five for a reason. I put my hand up, his hand was down low. Little miscommunication there. They'll get that worked out.
Well, hopefully he'll have plenty of company.
No,
Mr. Thurman will today.
They won't get it worked out because he got benched.
Here's Harper.
3 home runs, you get a W. El Bencho.
Step off by Lester, and that sends Trey back to the bag. Price's career against Lester, 1 for 2 with a solo homer and a walk.
Now if you're Trey Turner, you get a little bigger lead because Contreras has to throw around the lefty to pick you off after the pitch. And we showed you the pop times yesterday. Jake Arrieta was 1.6 to 1.75. Miguel Montero was 2.1 to 2.2 to second. And right now, John Lester is about a 1.1, and Montero's probably below 2 throwing.
Ball 2 to Bryce Harper.
So if you're wondering why Trey Turner's still on first, it's because Lester's quick.
Front foot beyond that cut of the grass. Inside the Numbers brought to you by Jeep. 80 doubles or more, 80 home runs or more since the start of the 2015 season. And two guys in Cub blue, a guy in Nationals red with the guy in purple for Colorado, making up a pretty dangerous club. Rockies lost again. They've lost 8 in a row now out in the West. Two balls, 2 strikes. John Lester career 151 wins, 88 losses, 333rd career start. Contreras out on the edge. Turner going way outside and not even close. The ball way behind Trey Turner, and Baez trying to fool Trey into thinking maybe he didn't have the ball. And that's number 34.
Well, watch Contreras. He takes a second here to catch the pitch, and I think that's where Turner steals the base. Great jump by Trey. He can flat out fly. So 4 stolen bases the other night, but he had to catch the ball first. So a tough one for him to throw on, and a good pitch for Trey Turner to run on. Oven Mitt sticks on the base. Now Bryce with a chance to tie this game up.
Counts 3-2 to Harper. So Addison Russell right behind Trey Turner. Now he'll retreat a bit. Long look. 3-2, and Bryce stays in there.
So it's easier to steal third off John Lester than it is to steal first. He won't turn around and throw to second base. It's all he does is stare you down and then eventually step off. So Trey Turner has a big time chance to steal third here, even with a lefty up.
Three-two pitch and a step off. And a visit.
One of 20 or 30 from Wilson Contreras today. He likes to go out to the mound.
So Trey back on top ahead of Billy Hamilton. That's the next club the Cubs will see. They go to Cincinnati. 3-2 with 1 out. Big curveball stays inside. Harper walks, and a delay steal, and Turner's out. He really waited a long time, thinking the Cubs had fallen asleep, and that's a costly one for the second out.
Tried to do it on the throw back, and he just went a little too soon. He was waiting for the release of Wilson Contreras to lollipop it back to John Lester. Contreras kind of held on to it, threw it to third, and sometimes being aggressive works, sometimes it doesn't.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman now with a runner at first, 2 down. That's by Rizzo into the corner. You know what Bryce Harper's thinking? Ian Happ taking a while to dig it out. Here he comes. The throw is in time, but it goes through Contreras, and the game is tied. Forcing the issue with 2 down on Ryan Zimmerman's 41st extra base hit.
I mean, did you think Bob Henley was going to hold him? Did you really think that? First of all, check out the swing. Kind of a backdoor cutter from John Lester, inside out by Ryan Zimmerman. Look at the head on the baseball. Drills it down the corner, and this is where I lost it. And this is where I'm thinking, look at Bob Henley down the line. He's looking. Why not? What do you got to lose? And then this got weird here with Bryce Harper on the plate. Good thing he hit that plate and its foot didn't slide. But look at the hustle by Bryce. This is the hardest I've seen Bryce Harper play all year in this series against the Cubs. Last night, today, the jump over Wilson Contreras. Did he get the plate? Looked like it.
Here's Murphy. Zimmerman on third. So double for Zimmerman, third on the throw, and Happ got it out of the corner pretty quickly. Murphy looks at a fastball that just misses. 2-0. Ryan Zimmerman's 62nd RBI, is third of the series, and he had 2 last night. Murphy, meanwhile, 1 for 6 career against the left-hander. Red hot Anthony Rendon on deck. 5 for 10 against the Cubs. Boy, Murph's got some kind of knowledge of the strike zone going, and Lester an extended look into Chad Fairchild.
Well, he's a guy that will let you know how he's feeling on the mound. He's not afraid to discuss what he thinks is a ball or a strike.
A tapper will fill the count.
All right, so we're gonna get a Twitter poll today. Here it is. First half MVP. There you go. Vote at Fighting Hydra. Use hashtag Nats poll, and hopefully the responses are a lot more nice than they were last time. I was thinking about quitting this whole thing, but we'll try it again. Who's your first half MVP?
Can they write in Strasburg?
Yeah, you could put other.
Okay.
I wish there was 5 or 6 even. Boys are having fun.
3-2 to Murphy.
Put in Rendon too.
Yeah.
Michael A. Taylor. You could throw in there.
So the Nats will force John Lester to throw at least 25 pitches in this 2 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 hit first inning so far. Murphy left side. Right there is Candelario. Lobs it over there, and the Nats are gone. Lost a runner at third, but Zimmerman came through to tie it up after a very eventful first inning.
Last night, let's check out Jumpman. Told you there's a Nike contract in his future. 75 miles an hour on the jump throw in the hole. So how about this one on the slow roller? Trey, jump for me again. So Jumpman, that boy's up to something. Every time he fields a ground ball, it's a habit now. He jumps in the air and throws it. It's fun to watch, especially on the Exmo. And that's a good uni. That's how leadoff hitters are supposed to look. I love it.
Joe Ross, first inning. And he's given up 8 first inning earned runs this year. Make it 9 now in 11 starts. 15 pitches, 9 strikes. Addison Russell, Jeimer Candelario, and Albert Almora Jr. Russell, a couple of pinch hitting appearances. He was on deck to pinch hit last night and eventually did not late in the game. Front door on the slider, 0-2. Turner to his left. Got a nice big hop on that first one. He gets the speedy Russell by a step. Addison Russell now 0 for 6 career against Joe Ross.
We just showed you the air attack of Trey Turner. This is the ground game. I'm telling you, his range to the left, didn't really have to show it there. The ball hit hard. Is as good as any shortstop in the big leagues. There's a few that go better to their right into the hole, but when Trey goes up the middle, he gets the balls a lot of guys don't.
Here's the 23-year-old switch hitting infielder, Jeimer Candelario. Recalled at the start of this series, and against the Nats, he's gone 1 for 8, hit by a pitch.
Somebody on Twitter just put Michael Morse, and that might be the best vote we've seen so far. He saved Bryce's life in that brawl in San Francisco, and he's still out with a concussion.
Absolutely hammered by his own teammate Jeff Samardzija.
That's not a bad call.
Swing and a miss on an outstanding slider by Joe Ross. Had changeup action to it in terms of the hitter being way out ahead.
Yeah, slider's been good so far for Joe, real good. Wow. Maybe the best one he's had this year, keeping it down. Looking like the heater, swinging over the top, nice pitch.
5 batters retired, 3 on strikeouts. 1 ground ball and a throw from Ryan Rayburn in left field. Here's Almora. 2 for 5. 4 walks in the series. He's up there hacking, foul ball. One hopper, Rendon right next to the bag. A bullet to Zimmerman. And a really good, efficient inning on 8 pitches by Joe Ross.
can beat you. Sometimes it's with thump, sometimes it's with speed, and there's Trey Turner's sprint speed. That's 29.3 feet per second. That's the new thing that StatCast is doing instead of the miles per hour anymore. And then Bryce Harper from first base, he scores in 10.98 seconds. A little hop over Wilson Contreras to tie it at 1. His sprint speed was 28.3 feet per second. Get your calculators out and figure it out yourself.
And Bryce had to hold up on that ball so he wouldn't get hit by the line drive initially. Some kind of trip around the bases. Bob Henley's sending him, and the Nats got it back even. Now it's 6, 7, 8, Rendon, Wieters, and Taylor.
So they're telling me that 30 feet per second is fast as a general barometer for that. I personally like the miles per hour, but
I'm with you.
We don't have any say in that. Their feeling is that that's a more precise measurement for my head to explode.
Not consulting broadcasters on scientific data. Who would have thunk?
For my head to explode precisely.
That's a fastball up to Rendon. 2 balls, 1 strike. I never questioned those. Much smarter than us. Anthony, 346 his last 31 games. Good count. Way outside, ball 3. Lester's already walked 2. He's going to face a guy next who has matched up 47 official at bats against him, Matt Wieters. And Rendon pops it up right side. Rizzo over. He's got room. First out, 2nd inning.
Every time I see Anthony Rizzo go for a pop-up in foul territory, I think of that one he did last year at Wrigley on the tarp. Last night, you remember Matt Wieters, his 7th home run of the year. It was right after Anthony Rendon, so they went back-to-back jacks off John Lackey, who went 70 pitches last night before he got a swing and a miss. How about that stat?
And that's a guy who had 81 Ks in 87 innings coming in, but obviously not facing this offense prior to that start. He looked surprised that ball went out. It was just to the right of the 402 mark, and it was measured at 403. So here's Wieters, and he's going to tap one back to Lester. Go the underhand route. 16 for 48 career is Wieters now against the left-hander, and Michael A. Taylor comes up with 2 outs. Jeep has some numbers for us. Extra base hit leader since the 29th of April, and that's when Adam Eaton got hurt. So Michael A. Taylor jumps into that group with 29 extra base hits. He's had 8 doubles and 5 homers alone his last 14 games. Strike call, outside edge. 4 for 11 in the series. 3 batted in, 2 steals. Facing Lester for the first time. They give him left center.
And facing a guy, a left-hander with a cutter, it's dangerous to look in there because you'll be 0-2 in a hurry pulling balls foul. You still got to look for the ball out over the plate. And the best advice I ever had for facing the cutter was from Joe Kerrigan, the old pitching coach for the Expos. He told me against Al Leiter to get on top of the plate. You'd think get off the plate, right, Carp? The guy's got a nasty cutter. It's going to bore in. He said get off, get right on top of the plate, and take away the window for the cutter, and he'll leave it out over, and it worked.
This target away. Taylor goes there to get it. Lester's going to still go underhand and get the out. Pop up and a couple of ground balls. Lester and Ross 1-1 after 2.
No starting pitchers put in a lot of prep work ahead of their starts in terms of game planning for the opposing team, but catchers do as well, and Matt Wieters spends a lot of time in the film room to prep for a specific game. Now, he told me recently that what he'll do is he'll watch 3 to 4 starts of that day's Nats starting pitcher, their most recent times facing that particular opponent, to see how he's attacked those hitters. Then he'll watch the most recent 10 or so games that the opposing team has played to study their hitters. So that comes to about 30 to 40 at-bats per hitter, trying to figure out their tendencies, how they're swinging it lately. And specifically, he says he looks at their feet, then their hips, then their upper body, kind of working his way up, watching for how they react to certain pitches. Are they pulling off-speed pitches? Are they cheating to the inside pitch? So he takes all that information into account to come up with a game plan, and then, guys, he'll have to adjust as that game plays out, depending on what he's seeing with his own eyes.
Amazing preparation. Well done, Dan, with our Coons.com sideline report. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
And then you got to do all your offensive stuff too, right? Get in the cage, work on your swing, your switch hitter for both sides of the plate. That's a lot of work before the game.
Ton. Here's Javier Baez, and it's in there. Baez with an RBI, a couple of defensive gems, and 2 for 12 in this series. Joe Madden with the pitcher. Lester batting 9th today after 8th in the order. First 3 games. A lot of break on that slider. Joe continues to have a great feel for that pitch today.
I think it'd be awesome for a fan to have all access to see what a player goes through every day, from the time they get in their car and say goodbye to their family till the time they get home around midnight after a 7 o'clock start. I remember fans saying, what time do you get there for a 7 o'clock start? 6? No. You know, the prep work that Dan just talked about, the cage work, the treatment you have to get in the training room, regardless if anybody knows about an injury. You're always banged up. You're always getting treatment. The weights, batting practice, the stuff after batting practice. It's crazy. And then after the game, you talk to the media. You go back into the training room. You ice. And then you finally get out of here. Say the game gets over at 10, around midnight.
Yeah. Well,
and they get there about 1 o'clock, 1:30 for a 7 o'clock start.
The whole report Dan just did pretty much answers the question, why do so many catchers become managers? Look at the homework they've done over the years and how they know tendencies. Joe Ross, another fantastic slide piece, and that's strikeout number 4 on the Nissan pitch cast.
Yeah, catchers have no lives as players and then no lives as managers.
And they love every second of it, evidently.
Yeah, slider going on for Joe Ross here early. Best one we've seen so far. The run support not where it's been.
Early.
Slider bueno.
Here's Lester, 3 for 31 this year. 069 career hitter. That ball's well hit. Taylor running it down just short of the track. John Lester gave it his best bolt right there. 2 down here in the 3rd.
Calling all Terps, join the Nats on Sunday, July 9th, as we celebrate the 2nd of 7 college days at the ballpark with a special ticket. University of Maryland students, alumni, and fans will enjoy an outfield reserve ticket, a Maryland Nationals co-branded New Era hat, and a beer bong. No, I just made that up. Visit nationals.com/ticket for college day number 2.
Well, we had UVA day here, and Ryan Zimmerman came up big the other day. Fear the turtle. Top of the order, here's John Jay, and low and inside.
Is Johnny Holiday doing anything for that one?
Johnny is Maryland Athletics.
Throwing out the first pitch, maybe?
We got to tape that.
I mean, he's a legend, right? He's got to throw out the first pitch on that one.
Foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just sprint down from the set real quick and left, chunk the first pitch in there, and then go back and do the post-game show. He can do it.
Well, he's putting the ball pretty close to where Matt Wieters is setting up. He was on the outside edge. Might have been a little further than that. Close enough for Jay to make an offer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe Maddon's ball club falling back to 500 with these last 2 losses. Game number 79 on the year for both clubs. And a 2-2. Here comes Daniel Murphy on the charge. And Joe Ross, another quick inning. 6 in a row since that Contreras base hit. So there's G-Dub, the Terps, you name it, Tech. We've got it all covered here at the team store.
The game last night, it was the best command he has seen Steven Strasburg have yet of all of his pitches last night. So 13 punch outs for Steven. The fastball had a lot of late life. The curveball for a strike and ball whenever he wanted to. And then the turbo changeup for strike 3. Some of the best stuff we've seen from him all season long. His back was stiff the last couple innings. He had to stay loose in the dugout, but he cheaped it out. Went 7 strong with 13 punch outs and just 1 walk.
96 pitches, 70 strikes. Strasburg going 7 for the 9th time this year. Here's Joe Ross who can hack, and he was trying to hit one into the left field seats. He's had several pinch hitting appearances for the Nationals lately. 1 for 3 in that role. Overall, he's 4 for 26. That's a good hack. If it's fair, it's trouble for the Cubs. It's right on the line. Happ came up throwing and then dropped it, and Joe Ross has a leadoff double in the 3rd.
Mike Maddox taking credit for that, high-fiving everybody in the dugout, saying we got bats too and we can do damage. Looked like a backdoor cutter. Started off the plate. Joe Ross stayed on it. We've seen him hit before. Tremendous athlete. He can fly too. I was thinking 3 bases for a second here. So a leadoff double. John Lester's throwing problems to first. I would not be shocked if Trey Turner bunted right here.
2nd double for Joe Ross this year. Turner a walk, a steal, and then caught trying to sneak over to 3rd after Bryce Harper walked. Outside to Turner, who has really terrorized the Cubs on the bases in the series and just caused them a lot of aggravation. They've had several defensive miscues.
I don't think my nickname for him will stick, but full-blown panic every time he hits the ball on the ground.
Pulling the string, John Lester with a good pitch, 1-1.
Joe Ross could steal third. He's trying.
So about 6 miles an hour harder on the fastball. 1-2. Inside the Numbers brought to you by Jeep. Antonio Senzatella. You would figure a Rockies guy would be on that list with run support. Joe right there. And Turner will break his bat and drop one into left field. Ross went halfway, goes in standing up. First and third, nobody out. That's Trey Turner's 6th hit of this series and the 10th time he's been on base.
Well, not an easy read for Joe Ross. He's waiting to see if John Jay, who's made about 3 sliding catches coming in this series, had to let it drop, advances 90 feet, bat died a hero. First and third, nobody out.
Ryan Rayburn next. Rayburn struck out first time up. He's at 16 career looks at John Lester, just 3 hits. But he's been solid for the Nats. Came in 7 for his last 16. He's 11 for 35 overall. And a strike. Great opportunity now early in the game to jump on top. Danger lurking.
Situations as a hitter, right-handed hitter against the cutter, you're telling yourself, stay up the middle, stay to the big part of the ballpark. Don't come around it, hit it to third, but it's hard. And that's what John Lester's trying to make Ryan Rayburn do. Pull the ball to third base. It's pounding him in.
0-2. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Rayburn swinging for the 2nd time, his only 2 Ks. 1 out, Harper next.
There's a cut fastball. You see it. It's working its way toward the belt buckle.
Harper worked it full first time and then walked. Scored moments later on the Zimmerman double right down the right field line.
Bryce likes to swing early in these situations. Or bunt.
So Ross at third, Candelario playing about 15 feet to his left in the baseline. Middle infielders back, and Bryce will foul it out of play.
Trey talking to Jock Jones right now about, should I hang out and leave the hold open for Bryce, or should I roll? A lot of times you'll stay on first with the lefty, so you leave that hole open there, at least for a couple of pitches.
Lester looks at him. Rizzo off the bag as well over there. He's holding, and Harper takes it low, 2-1. Turner running, and a foul. 2-2.
Now, you've been dying to know the Twitter results. I know you have. Here you go. First half MVP. There it is. Ryan Zimmerman in a landslide so far. Max Scherzer in second. Daniel Murphy with 0 love. Go to @FightinHydrant. Use hashtag NatsPoll. Keep on voting.
And Daniel Murphy, we showed you this earlier in the series. His number is almost identical to this time a year ago. 2-2 to Harper now. Turner holding, and Bryce just kind of leveled off to foul that curveball away. Good job. 2-2. Amazing team number with runners in scoring position at 304. Murphy's the ringleader right now at 394. Rendon, Wieters, Zimmerman have all been in the top 10 in that category this season. Runner going, swing and a miss, throw to second high. Turner in there. And runners will be at second and third with 2 down for Trey, second of the day and his 35th.
So 4 the other night, 2 more today. 6 steals in the series for Trey Turner. He's running wild on the Cubs. John Lester looked like he threw a slider more than a cutter right there. That ball had a lot of break to it. Addison Russell tried to tag him between the legs. Now Ryan Zimmerman with a chance to do some damage. Maybe 7 steals for Trey Turner in the series, excuse me.
Here's Zimmerman. He was attacking early in the count first time. Does it again. Good play by Candelario, retreating, and Rizzo got back down to the bag. Young third baseman almost threw it away and got the Nats on top. And the athletic ability of Rizzo at first saves the day for the Cubs.
Yeah, he ran off. Ryan didn't argue, so he got him. We'll check it out again. The throw kind of up the line and high. Ryan goes down because the throw's up, and he stayed on the base with his foot.
Ball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals.
But if they didn't have those signs right there, I'd still be driving around. Tie game as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Guess what's coming up? 4th of July week with friends and family. You come to the yard and celebrate that with us. Mets will be in town July 3rd through the 5th. Special start times include Monday, check it out, 6:05. Then our annual 11:05 morning game on the 4th. Best day of the year at the ballpark. And then first pitch at 7:05 on the 5th. Visit nationals.com/tickets for more info. Here's the times for you. 6, then 11, and then 7. Welcome to Sesame Street, everybody.
And then the Braves for 4. Top of the 4th, strike 1 to Ian Happ. Joe Ross, 37th pitch, and a great ratio to go with it. 26 strikes. Now the bat went by the mound to the right of it, and Murphy over to get the ground ball. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Drew Stevenson, he put on a good show for us at spring training. Got to see a lot. First Chief in Syracuse with 2 trips in a game since 13, and he's on a 10-game hitting streak with AAA Syracuse at hitting the cover off the ball. And you have to know there are a bunch of organizations around baseball checking out Andrew Stevenson.
Like the Nats. He's ready. Call him up.
And Turner's got it off the bat of Rizzo.
Well, he jumps for everything else. Why not for a line drive? Couple steps to his right, not a problem. 2 outs. You think he can dunk?
Oh, I know he can.
Yeah? I gotta ask him tomorrow or today.
He's got hops. Here's Contreras. Strike call. Contreras attacking early in the count. Singled to drive in Rizzo back in the first, then was thrown out at second by Ryan Rayburn.
So I'm being told on Twitter by Bob Mack that we're on Armed Forces Network in Iraq right now. It's midnight in Baghdad, and they're watching us live.
Outstanding.
So thanks.
Yeah, first of all, thank you.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for what you do. And we're glad you're watching. That's awesome.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch track.
It's been there all day for him. And it seems like the Cubs aren't picking it up.
Shadows are creeping. Game started at 4:06. And just about to the minute, an hour later. So our 5 o'clock reset, we call this, on Masson, BCFP, DK. Game 4 of the series, Nats going for 3 out of 4 against the Cubs and trying to make it a 5-2 homestand. Took 2 out of 3 from Cincinnati. Outside 2-2. Dangerous, aggressive right-handed bat here. Lays off, full count. Turner to his left. Spins, picks up his target. And it's the Trey Turner show here at Nationals Park so far this afternoon.
They talk about the range to his left. There's a good example. Spin move, pick up your target, let it rip.
More on car insurance. Visit geico.com. See how much you could save. So for our guys in Iraq, the commander-in-chief race, and for Thomas Jefferson, his 13th win of the year, tied with Abe. George at 12 and Teddy, nothing. Tough year.
Are we trying to reset the whole Teddy doesn't win thing?
It kind of looks like it. Let Teddy win. PNC for the achiever in you. Inside the numbers. The best hackers against heaters this year. And this is since the start of last year. So we go back, and Murphy well above Jose Altuve. Some amazing hitters on that list. So here's Murphy left on left with Lester. Bounced out to third, first time up, ending the first inning. Target in. Daniel in the series 3 for 12 with a towering home run in the 5th inning last night. 2 hits away from 100. That's hoping to generate something against John Lester, because this is the best Joe Ross has thrown in quite some time.
It's a pretty good lineup too.
Look out.
You see team after team try to get in on Daniel Murphy, and it just doesn't happen. You see catchers actually set up behind him at times. The guy's kind of alligator arm that fastball in, leave it a hair out over the plate, and he crushes it.
Busted bat. And Lester fielding another ground ball.
So how about last night, Tony Two Bags? The curveball from John Lackey took a while to get there. We'll show it to you. High far tater to left, and then next time up, how about a double in the gap? So Anthony Rendon with 3 hits last night, a triple shy of the cycle, on base 4 times, got hit by a pitch. Another tremendous night for the Nats third baseman.
Came in batting just under 300, on base percentage just over 400.
You know, he is playing in front of the All-Star manager. Just saying.
Good call.
And he is having a good series. Chris Bryant just twisted his ankle. Maybe he has a chance. I don't know.
One. That was deceptive. Big curveball. Ended up down and in. Strike 2.
Pitch he throws 14% of the time. Chris Bosio and Joe Madden tried to get him to throw it more. To have more confidence in that pitch. And there was a time when he just dump it in there for strike 1 and steal a strike, but they're hoping he uses it into account more this year, and he has.
Punches him out. Chad Fairchild standing up slowly. Rendon walks away. John Lester, 4th strikeout. Nissan on the pitch cast.
Well, you saw Anthony Rendon say it's down. Pitch cast will say it's a strike because it's the front of the plate. You see Wilson Contreras pulling that ball up. Not a whole lot you can do with that pitch as a hitter except for pound it right into the ground.
Matt Wieters this year 10 for 34 right-handed. Now a 3-0 count. Full now with Taylor next here in the fourth. John Lester pretty efficient since that 25 pitch, only 12 strike first inning. Nats have a couple of hits since. Lost the double. Turner's blue pit. He got out of that with a couple of strikeouts and a grounder to keep this game tied. 3-2. Matt Weeder strikes out looking. 2 in the inning, 5 in the game for John Lester on the strikeouts. 1-1, fifth coming up.
Birthday at the Yard, Tuesday, July 4th. Join us at the ballpark for Independence Day, part of the Patriotic Series presented by SAIC. Nats take on the Mets, 11:05 start. It's the best day of the year at the ballpark. I say it every time because it is. Visit nationals.com/tickets.
11 a.m.
There's your Twitter poll, first half MVP. A lot of votes today. Everybody getting off work early, love it. Go to @FightinHydrant, that's my Twitter. Use hashtag NatsPoll and vote. Pretty eventful day on Twitter, if you know what I mean. Yeah, one guy that plays every day. Another guy that plays every 5 days, and hey, Max is a big part of it, even when he's not pitching.
It's always a good debate, who's more valuable. Pitchers have won the MVP in the past, but for the most part these days, the numbers, the offensive numbers are so staggering. These days, it's almost always a position guy now. Addison Russell, bouncing ball to Turner, first time up, fifth inning underway. 1-2-0 Cubs, 1-3-0 Nats. Cubs have had 2 base runners, lost one at third, the other scored, so they haven't stranded anybody. Nats have left 3 so far. Way outside, 3-0. So he arrives at 50 pitches. Still a very good ratio.
Addison Russell with that sore right shoulder. Missing the first 3 games of this series. So it's something he has to manage. Feels a sharp pinch in it. It's not good for a shortstop.
No.
Good for anybody.
Joe Ross, only his 13th walk of the year in over 60 innings.
So if you missed it last night, this is what happened to Chris Bryant. Reigning MVP, simple pop up to third, right? No big deal. I'll cruise over and catch it. You've seen it a million times, and then watch what happens. Right ankle on the base, rolls it over, and the way they took him off the field, I thought for sure this was something really, really bad, and he was going to miss a lot of time. But apparently it's just an ankle sprain. He was walking around the clubhouse this morning, and Joe Maddon hoping he just misses a few games, and it's not a DL thing, so we'll see.
So Jeimer Candelario, the youngster, getting further action at third now. Addison Russell 2 for 2 stealing. The Cubs have the second fewest steals in the league to the Mets. New York 22 and the Cubs 23. Runner holding. Ross missing.
And keeping the ball down, trying to pitch below the strike zone, get a ground ball. Joe Maddon tried to get creative here in a 1-0 count. Maybe start the runner. A little hit and run action. We'll see.
Long hold. Time given. Chad Fairchild being very vocal about it.
Well, Joe Ross picked up that whole pause thing from Max Scherzer. He's been doing it now for a while, where he'll try to freeze a runner, maybe even freeze a hitter with that long delay. But you'll see it all the time with Max, where the hitter calls timeout right when he starts his delivery. It's hard to explain as a hitter. When a pitcher pauses that long, you just feel like you're standing there way too long, like you're on an island by yourself. It just feels weird, awkward, and you have to call timeout.
Still great action on that slider. Mercedes-Benz will cast it here. Ross has a defense behind him, which has turned 80 double plays this year. That ball bounces, and Matt Wieters had little chance. Big 90 feet for the Cubs on the wild pitch.
That's a big 90 feet in a 1-1 ball game in the 5th inning. So now, in essence, the leadoff walk turns into a leadoff double. He just spiked the fastball right there in the ground. Now Candelario's whole at-bat changes. He went from trying to maybe drive him in from first to getting him over. Pull mode now.
Yeah, there he goes, but he's out ahead. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, the slider at the back knee's been the pitch to lefties with 2 strikes. See if he goes to the well here.
Look out. Right past the end of the screen and down into the first row there. Gentleman who made the stop Comes up with the ball and all as well.
He had a glove, but he didn't have it on. Did you hear it hit his meat hand? I heard it all the way up here.
Ouch. Two to the count remains. Swing and a miss. 85 upstairs. Candelario couldn't get there. And a big time for Joe Ross's 5th strikeout.
He's been watching sliders bite. Watch this one just kind of spin in there with nothing on it. Sometimes that's the best pitch. See him trying to roll over. He thinks that thing's coming down and in his back knee. It just stays up and away, does nothing. It works for Joe Ross. So the backup slider, you see Joe turning his head, actually worked nicely for the right-hander.
Next up, Albert Almora Jr. Ground ball to Anthony Rendon, first time up. Murphy doing whatever he can to stick around as long as he can before the pitch to keep Russell from getting too far off the bag, because Turner's way back in a pulled position.
Got 2 stolen bases. I don't think he's going anywhere, but you still have to respect him. Just give him a couple slaps of the glove, tell him back, and get back to your position.
You gonna give us that little noise that Murphy does?
Yeah, I was about to do it. Just to let him know you're close. That's why you do it. Like he's just standing next to him. I think with the guys that aren't plus base stealers, just let them know you're there, and it's incumbent on the pitcher to keep him close, not me at second. The guys like Turner, now if I'm a second baseman, I got to work my tail off to keep him close. But a guy like Addison Russell with 2 stolen bases, just give him a couple different looks and pitch.
And a ball hit high in the air, short center. Michael A. Taylor cruising to it. He's got the shades on today. Cloudy conditions right now. 2 down here in the 5th. Sun kind of coming through a haze, so the shadows aren't brutal like they can be at this time, as the left side grandstand shadows start to encroach upon the third base line and the batter's box. Next up is the number 8 hitter, Javier Baez, and he will walk to first base just like that. Lester pop up to center first time.
This game's flying all of a sudden after that intentional walk.
That's 25 seconds of our lives we can enjoy.
Lester had a good at-bat first time up. You're going to see some sliders here from Joe Ross. You can bet on it.
And fastball sailing. Yeah, he sent Michael A. to the track in right center first time. Weeder's out after it goes 2-0.
Well, if I'm John Lester, I'm thinking there's no way they throw me a 2-0 slider. I'm geared up for a heater here.
That's what he gets. 2-1. Good speed out there for the Cubs. And Ross takes a little bit off on the change. 2-2.
One of his better pitches today. A pitch that he's only thrown 7% of the time this year. Pulls the string on a 2-1 changeup. Nicely done. Now you might go back to the slider.
Swing and a miss, 92 upstairs. Couple of walks, one intentional, and strikeouts number 5 and 6. Halfway through, Joe Ross is dealing.
I'll tell you what, for a 1-1 game going to the bottom of the 5th, this one's had a lot of action in it so far. Two good ball clubs going toe-to-toe. MLB.com at Bat is your #1 mobile app for live Nats baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Nationals home screen icons, app features, as well as game day live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, statcasts, and news. Download MLB.com at Bat today.
Beautiful day. We've had amazing weather for this series. Obviously today the hottest at 88. Humidity has been very reasonable here in the district.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses being delivered.
Javi Baez getting some shades.
Michael A. Taylor, Joe Ross, Trey Turner. 6 straight for Lester. 12 of the last 14 for Ross. Swinging for the fences, baby. Now look how the home runs have gone up in the 2010s from the 70s, and this year 1 1/4 home runs per game. It's flying.
There are a lot of reasons why. I mean, you go to the steroid era there in the middle, and they're hitting more taters today than then.
Yeah, 90s.
The guys are throwing harder. Hitters are trying to hit the ball in the air more with all the shifts. Global warming. I don't know. Ball's wound tighter. Guys are stronger.
Ball soaring like the stock market.
I just think guys are trying to hit them, and they don't care if they strike out. It might be that simple.
Well, there's a base runner. John Lester, 3rd walk of the day. One of those hurt him back in the 1st. And here's Joe Ross, and there's no guarantee he's bunting here. The way this guy hacks, we'll see how Dusty plays it. Yeah, you know, that average would be way down if Scooter Gennett hadn't hit 4 that day.
Yeah, guys named Scooter aren't supposed to hit 4, sorry. These guys are supposed to get infield singles, bunt hits, and get hit by pitches.
Hey, I'll say one thing for Scooter. He was in this ballpark over the weekend, and that guy put on a pretty good show. Doubles, couple of homers. He was numerous fly balls to the track. Swing and a miss with Taylor going, and they've got him. Perfect throw right on the bag by Wilson Contreras, his 14th runner gunned down this year.
Dusty going hit and run right here. Watch the lead by Michael A. Taylor, and then he didn't get a great jump. Did you see him just kind of hesitate? Lester's foot was already in the air, and a tremendous throw by Contreras right on the bag. Addison Russell really didn't have to make much of a tag, and they got Michael A. Taylor by that much.
Second Nat caught stealing today. And I need to add one on there. That's 15 runners gunned down by Contreras, who took care of Trey Turner trying to swap third or swipe third on a delayed steal back in the first.
So the lead for Michael A. Taylor was a little bigger than normal. If you remember, he gets a humongous lead every time at first. But I think the jump was just a tick off, and that was the difference.
And now Ross, a bouncer out to short for Addison Russell. 2 outs.
Watch when Michael A. goes, and watch when John Lester picks up his foot. Just see that little delay? Not much, but when you got a guy that throws like Contreras and you're out by that much, that was the difference. I like the idea, though, and I like the aggressive nature of Dusty Baker trying to create something in a 1-1 game.
Took a perfect throw to get him.
Did.
Really nice throw. Turner, walk, steal, single, steal in the series. 6 for 13, 7 bags. Slow roller left side. Russell knows he's got to hurry, and he gets him in plenty of time. Strong inning for John Lester. Really locked up with Joe Ross in a pitcher's duel today.
His day so far with the bat. Strong, little double down the right field corner to lead off the 3rd inning. You're hoping he would score if you're a Nats fan of Dusty Baker, but he didn't. The slider's been the story, right? 6 strikeouts, just a couple of walks, 1 run on a couple of hits. And this might be the best one we've seen from Joe Ross all season long. Not the run support he's used to, but he's pitching real well. Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $37 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this year.
Coming off a 7-inning outing against the Reds, a run on 6 hits through 7. Only 2 hits today. 66 pitches, 43 strikes.
And in case you're just watching the Nats for the first time this year, Joe Ross's first game was 14-4. Second start was 15-12. His third start was 23-5 against the Mets. Then he won 10-1 against the Mariners. He won 10-5 against the Braves in his last start, 18-3. Crazy the run support he's gotten this year. Never seen anything like it.
He has as much run support as pitchers in baseball who've started 5 or 6 more times than he has.
The Redskins are hoping they can score like that next season.
They should give Joe Ross a field pass for every game. And a ball driven to left by John Jay. Ryan Rayburn to his right. Been quite of a quiet day for the outfield. Ian Happ coming up. Here comes their box score. Rizzo, 2-out double first inning down the right field line. Contreras drove him home, but then Rayburn threw Contreras out at second. And guess who hasn't had a hit since? Leadoff walk last inning by Russell. He was at second with nobody out. Joe got the big strikeout on Candelario, intentionally walked Baez to pitch to Lester, and that took care of the Cubs in the 5th. Here's Ian Happ, a ground ball and a swinging strikeout, and that pitch way inside.
One game in the 6th. He wasn't wearing that for anything, was he?
Can't blame him.
For Anthony Rizzo, maybe you have to wear that in a 1-1 game.
That's on the edge. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, maybe you should. I should say correctly.
There's a guy who's worn 13 of them this year. Rizzo right in on the plate, including one in this series. Perfect location. 1-2. Busted bat. Turner to his left. And just not enough time. Bat ends up to the left of Joe Ross. And the Cubs have a hit for the first time in 5 innings.
Yeah, Daniel Murphy and Trey Turner talking about this right now. For you younger players, you can say I got it on ground balls too. It's not always fly balls. And I think Murphy going for this and Trey Turner, they kind of got confused on who was going in front, who was going behind, and who was going to field it. I think if you take charge there and you scream, I got it, I got it, I got it, then one of the players peels off. Shortstop probably had a better chance of that going toward the bag, but communication key on ground balls too, not just fly balls.
Especially in this day when everybody's playing in different places on the shift.
Good point.
I mean, when did your coach ever hit you ground balls there when you're taking infield?
Never.
Rizzo's had 2 good at bats, the double and a line out to Turner up the middle. And Joe Ross whistles in a fastball at 93 to get ahead. Into right. It's falling. Here comes Harper. It's in front of him. And Rizzo bloops one in. 2 on, 1 out.
So broken bat infield single. Anthony Rizzo gets one off the label, and here come the Cubs. First and second, 1 out. That ball almost spun by Bryce Harper. It had so much English on it.
So Anthony Rizzo doubles his series hit total today. He's now 4 for 14 against the Nats. And Wilson Contreras, the free swinger here in the cleanup spot.
"75 pitches, 75 coming for Joe Ross." I don't think he's tired. I think he's made a few good pitches here.
Yeah, remember when we talked about that earlier in the season when he got 5 or 6 innings, boom, right into the wall. But lately, more endurance.
Well, they try to get a ground ball right now with the sinker.
2 walks last inning, made it the longest frame for him today. Contreras has hit into a team high 9 double plays. Hot shot. Zimmerman picks it. He was off balance for his throw to short, so he took the shore out. 2 down.
I mean, good glove play by Ryan. He was thinking about throwing it to second, but he'll take the out at first. And that might have been a double play with a good feed. I don't know if he wanted to throw it to second or just thought because of the lack of balance, like you said, it was a better idea just to go to first. Either way, it's a nice play.
Addison Russell with 2 down. Bouncing ball to short and a walk. And he will pop it up to center. Michael A. Taylor, and Joe Ross has given up just 1 run on 4 hits through 6. Rayburn, Harper, Zimmerman next.
Park. There are some big league hitters who feel that despite the quality of pitching up here at this level, it's actually easier to hit in the majors than it is in the minor leagues. And so I talked to Ryan Rayburn about that earlier on today. Rayburn has played parts of 12 seasons in the majors, but he spent the first couple months of this season at AAA. And he said that the biggest benefit to hitting at this level is you have a history with pitchers. You know what they throw, what their arm angle is, how their stuff plays, whereas in the minors, you step in against a pitcher, you often have no idea. You don't know what's coming or sometimes where it's going. He says another factor up here is the atmosphere and intensity. He said you can try and replicate the adrenaline in the minors, but that's much harder to do in front of smaller crowds with less on the line from a team perspective. So obviously, guys, there are tougher pitchers up here, but some guys feel there are benefits to hitting in the majors.
And this from a veteran who's been a big leaguer since 2004, 36-year-old Ryan Rayburn. Dan, thanks for our Coons.com sideline report. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
I mean, you see the ball better, the lights are better, the backdrops are better. The pitchers are around the plate more, so you can be more aggressive. Although the stuff is better on a daily basis, you're facing the high velocity. Everybody has a guy that throws 100 out of the bullpen. The facilities are better to get ready for the game, which I thought was one of the biggest factors in the majors. You have all the amenities, everything at your fingertips. You know, cages basically in clubhouses. 18 coaches ready to give you flips. The weight room's right in the, I mean, you have everything you need up here to get better, and you don't always have that in the minor leagues.
Ryan Rayburn's had a rough day with Lester here. A couple of swinging strikeouts. Counts even, 2-2. Yeah, Rayburn's been in the big leagues a long time, but he also played 7+ years of minor league baseball after the Tigers drafted him back in 01. Nats box. 2 walks and a big Zimmerman double with 2 outs in the first. 2 other hits. Ross double, Turner single, back-to-back in the third. Great matchup today, Lester and Ross. Rayburn, and look out. Screamer into the seats on the third base side. Bryce 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. This ball popped up to the right side. Dug out, and did Contreras just hit the edge of the railing and fall straight back? Looked like he was about to catch it.
He did. He had that on the top step, and he hit the corner right in the chest, right? Watch this.
Ouch.
He couldn't take his eyes off the ball that late. And he's lucky he didn't hit anything in the on-deck circle. See all those bats and weights in the on-deck circle he could have slipped on. That was real dangerous. Good effort.
Rayburn lives another pitch. And a swing and a strikeout. He's claiming he foul tipped it. The Nats dugout claiming there were 2 sounds of foul tip.
You can hear the dugout right now.
We'll see if Chad Fairchild would ask for help. Doesn't look like he's in the mood to. Here comes Dusty. And he's pointing to David Rackley at first, saying, why don't you ask for help if it was possibly tipped?
They said that's not a replay. I think if you read Chad Fairchild's lips, he meant it's not reviewable. And we'll see. Yeah, he did tip that.
Definitely.
That's a hang with him for Ryan Rayburn and the Nats. So that was the pitch before.
So some crazy things going on in that at bat.
Here it is. Watch. Yeah, a little redirect right there. That was a foul tip. Well, when the whole dugout's going nuts like that.
Now we got some fans down by the barrier back there who saw the replay. And Dusty is coming out. He's hot. He's going after David Rackley here because now everybody knows the replay and it wasn't even close. Another pitch has gone by, so it's too late, but not late to air somebody out. Crowd's liking it.
So either Dusty got tossed by David Rackley or he said something to him that set him off. But it's all Dusty was asking for was help, and he didn't get it. And that's why you just saw what you saw.
But shouldn't Chad Fairchild initiate that?
I mean, it's just refreshing to see an argument, isn't it? You don't see him anymore.
Dusty really wanted to get his money's worth. He could have walked down to home plate. Now the 0-1 to Harper. And Bryce will pop one up over on the left side. Over the dugout. Strike 2.
And so Dusty got tossed. Chris Spire now the manager. And generally speaking, when you see the whole dugout go nuts like that, they heard what we showed you.
Swing and a miss. Harper on a big breaking ball. His second K of the day, and number 7 for John Lester.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened. We can't see in the dugouts way up here at Nats Park, so I don't know. Obviously something was said. Dusty got thrown out, and that's all we know.
2 outs, bases empty. Ryan Zimmerman. RBI double and a ground ball to third. That's a busted bat. And Anthony Rizzo has it. Nats go in order in a controversial bottom of the 6th. 1-1.
Game here from Nats Park, 1-1. I feel like the first team to flinch loses this one. We'll show you the foul tip with Ryan Rayburn one more time. It's not reviewable. You can't challenge it. What you can do is come out and ask the home plate umpire for help from everybody, and I think that's what Dusty wanted. And then he was chirping with David Rackley at first base. You see that? And right there, he threw him out. And then Dusty went crazy. So Dusty was chirping to the first base umpire. He had enough, and then he just got thrown out. Couldn't believe it and went out there and got his money's worth. I'll tell you what, we'd never see Dusty argue. So you know if you're an umpire in the game today and he's got a beef with you, it's a legit one. He never does this.
First ejection as the manager of the Nats. Top of the 7th, here's Jeimer Candelario.
I think the only way you get that one overturned, since you can't challenge it, is you go out, you ask the home plate umpire, hey, can you guys talk that one over? And you get the whole crew together at home, or maybe in front of home plate. They talk about it, say, yeah, maybe the second base ump's on.
That ball is crushed, and the Cubs are on top. Jeimer Candelario, first major league home run. (2-1) Chicago.
Well, second pitch looked like a fastball, 90 with a lot of plate. And you saw Matt Wieters' reaction, you saw Joe Ross' reaction, and a good swing by Jeimer Candelario to put his ball club up by 1. Ball was touched.
Big curveball, actually the slider, to Albert Almora Jr. There's some run back action on the fastball, 0-2. 13th homer there, given up by Joe Ross. Matt Grace is throwing for the Nats. And a Good matchup there for Joe. A couple of great sliders. Strikeout number 7. There's also action in the Chicago bullpen, and we remember the stuff of Carl Edwards Jr. from Monday night at fastball. Devastating curve combination. Number 8 man, Javier Baez. Six o'clock hour here at Nationals Park, and Chicago looking for a split on top on that long home run by Jeimer Candelario, his first in the big leagues. Baez to short. Trey Turner, quick release, 2 down. Nobody on deck for the Cubs. Who's hitting?
It's actually legal. You have to have an on-deck hitter.
Yeah, they never enforce that, do they?
Nope.
Potomac Nationals are back home 4th of July. They got a ticket package including an all-you-can-eat pregame picnic, a game ticket, and a big fireworks display after the game. 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com. It's John Lester. Oh, wait a minute. Mark Zagunis. And really, with Chris Bryant beaten up, they only have 2 extra players, unless Joe would go on to use Victor Caratini, his backup catcher. So Zagunis and Tommy La Stella, right-handed, left-handed respectively. That's it. So the good news for the Nats is Lester's done after 6. He gives up 1 run on 3 hits. Walked 3, struck out 7. 90 pitches, 58 strikes.
Lester last time against the Marlins allowed 3 runs on 2 hits and a walk in the first, and then just 2 hits over the final 6 innings. So he's a guy you got to get early. Settled in here today after the first inning and was real good. Joe Ross has been good too.
3-1 to Zagunis, who is 0 for 7 with a walk against the Nats and 0 for his last 14.
Chris Spire turned 67 yesterday, and now he's managing the Nats today, so he's ready.
So Joe at 91. Trying to go 7 for the 4th time this year. And coming off 7 against the Reds. That's up and in. 2-out walk to the pinch hitter. Second walk today. Actually, second non-intentional walk. 3rd overall. That's the manager right now, and that's it for Joe Ross. So he'll go 6 2/3. Giving up only 5 hits all day, and it's our Jiffy Lube pitching change. Choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube for value and convenience. JiffyLubeDC.com. Joe Ross, very good today. Gateway city of St. Louis. Tomorrow night, Busch Stadium. Cardinals hosting the Nationals. Tanner Roark from nearby Wilmington, Illinois, a couple of 100 miles up the road. He's 6-5, but Tanner's 3-1 in 7 road starts. Nats will be facing Mike Leake for the second time this year. He's 5-6. We'll get you going at 7:30. Nats Extra, Masson 2. Joe Ross done after 92 pitches, 62 strikes.
We're waiting for a catcher right now as you look at the numbers on Matt Grace. 14th appearance. 4.85 ERA. Matt Wieters somewhere in the dugout. Everyone's looking down there to try to find Matt Wieters. Here he comes. So fastball, slider, occasional change from Grace. Fastball 90.5 miles an hour on average.
Matt Grace got roughed up in that 9th inning when the Cubs scored 3 to seemingly put that game away. Nats rallied, fell a little bit short in a 5-4 loss. There goes the runner. Good jump. Wieters to the shortstop side, and safe at second base is Mark Zagunis. So he turns a 2-out walk into 2 bags here. And a big run for the Cubs sitting out there, and the Nats need to keep this 2-1. Bullpen phone just rang in right field. Right side, Daniel Murphy, nice big hop. So Grace puts an end to the top of the 7th. It'll be Murphy, Rendon, and Wieters. Now the Nats down by 1.
$250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 home runs the Nats hit this season. Lexus, experience amazing. Last night, Daniel Murphy's home run was pretty amazing because look how high it is. I mean, he hit this straight up in the air, and it just carried and carried and carried. And I think John Lackey was even shocked that this got out of here. It's looking like no way that thing got out, but he got underneath it like he always does. And hit his 14th home run of the year.
Nats saw some electric stuff Monday night from Carl Edwards Jr. He struck out Goodwin, Harper, and Zimmerman in a 1-2-3 6th inning. Haven't seen him since. He's had a live arm coming out of the Cubs bullpen for the last couple of years. 74 total appearances, 2.88 the ERA, 100 strikeouts in 72 innings.
Yeah, fastball upper 90s, curveball real hard 12-6 variety at 82 miles an hour.
That one's in the dirt, 1-1.
Danny Murphy's going to get it for him. Yeah.
Batter's eye still in the sun. The mound, batter's box in the shadows. Ball 2. So a long hitting streak here for Murph on the line. Murphy backed out, and it was strike 2 on the call.
Not sure about that one, and he usually talks to the home plate umpire. Just say, is that the top of the zone? Is that as high as we're going? All over the place. Check it out.
Just about every quadrant. And a 2-2. Target in.
Yeah, the Nats have lost their last 4 getaway day games. And Dusty Baker's big on the ball club winning before they get on the plane and having a happy flight. So their day game record not where Dusty wants it at 14-19 coming into today. And it's a nail biter.
Did he go? He did not, says Tim Timmons. And the count goes 3-2.
Huge pitch in a 1-run game, bottom of the 7th coming. Huge. So he hasn't really thrown the curveball for a strike yet. If Murph hits that, it's probably a double down the left field line on a hop. Didn't go, and here we go. Big time payoff pitch coming.
Do that big curveball, and Murphy walks to lead off the 7th. Nats have been given 4 bases on balls today.
If you see those in the dirt as a hitter, 3-2, it's going to surprise you, right? Because you're sitting fastball. But you've seen the rotation twice if you're Daniel Murphy, and you know he's not throwing it for a strike. So I wouldn't say an easy take for Daniel Murphy, but fairly easy. And now Anthony Rendon trying to do some damage here, maybe on a first pitch eater.
So Murphy and Rendon, as well as Weeder, seeing Edwards for the first time here. '96 well outside. Chris Bosio will pay a visit after 1 pitch in this at bat.
This is a kill 2 birds with 1 stone visit. The Cubs bullpen just got up, so Chris Bosio is going to try to tune up Carl Edwards Jr., who hasn't been close, and then they're going to get somebody else loose down there. And I think it's Dunsing.
Looks like their only lefty is throwing.
Back for the first time in 2017, Nats Pass gives you access to all 13 July home games in the standing room areas of Nats Park for just $65. Games include the big 4th of July series against the Mets and the return of Ian Desmond and the Rockies. So visit nationals.com/NatsPass for all the details.
Well, he's all over the place again.
So he's throwing a cut fastball to Rendon. Javi Baez is playing up the middle. He's got the whole right side of the infield, and we've seen him hit a lot of balls right in that area. Look how much room he has over there. Not that you can guide it, but you can think about it. Get your hands inside a fastball. A little first and third action. Trying. See him looking right there after the swing. He sees what we just showed you. I mean, the whole right side with Anthony Rizzo holding on Murphy.
Two-one game. Nats have been out hit 5-3. Pedro Strop joins the lefty Dunsing. Big swing straight back. Oliver Perez.
He can wait so long to foul off a pitch. It's just incredible to me the way he takes the ball out of the catcher's glove with 2 strikes. Lightning fast hands, quick bat. You're wondering if Edwards is going to try that hard curveball again here in a 2-2 count, but he keeps going with the fastball. Maybe because he hasn't thrown it for a strike yet, doesn't feel it.
Two again. Smothered by Contreras. Murphy not going anywhere.
That's why he didn't want to throw it in the dirt and have the tying run get to second. Now if you're Chris Spire, do you start the runner here? Is there a little action for the Nats in a 3-2 count, down by 1, bottom of the 7th?
Murphy holding. Rendon, deep left center. See you later. 3-2 Nationals.
Maybe I should take that guy on my all-star team.
50 RBIs for Rendon on his 16th homer. Nobody out. Weeder's next. And a big-time charge put into this ballpark. Ball 1 to Matt.
So if I'm hitting in a pitcher's got a nasty curveball and he spiked everyone in the dirt, and he throws the pitch before in the dirt, I totally disregard curveball. He's a two-pitch guy. There's no way he's throwing me a 3-2 curveball. He hasn't thrown it close to a strike, so if I'm Anthony Rendon, I'm 100% all in, all my chips in the middle of the table on a fastball, and he got it, and he knew what to do with it. So it was actually the pitch before that was huge in the home run by Rendon.
Rendon, 6 hits in this series. That's a strike. 2-1 to Matt Wieters.
Well, that's why he didn't want to throw it. He didn't throw it the whole sequence. He spiked it with 2 strikes to go to 3-2. Now I just disregard the pitch. It's like you don't even have it.
Now 3-1. Edwards, 4th home run given up this year. This guy came into this outing 119 opponent's batting average. Wieters stings one, and Russell to his left to grab it. 1 out.
So that's what I'm talking about. The 2-2 pitch set up the home run. He's trying to go for the punch out with the curveball, right? Fish ain't biting, threw it in the dirt. So now you got a 3-2 count. Anthony Rendon's smart. You're not throwing me a curveball. I'm on your fastball. And the fastball was up. He got on top of it and rode it out of the park for his 15th home run and a 3-2 Nats lead. Just the thought process of a major league hitter. If you're not throwing 1 pitch for a strike, it's like you don't even have it. See, there's another example. Disregard the curveball. He's not showing you can throw it in the zone.
Nationals with their 121st home run. 2-0 to Michael A. Taylor. Wilmer Defoe on deck. That could change based on Michael's at bat. He's got Stephen Drew, Brian Goodwin, and Adam Lynn sitting in there. Way outside and back to the wall.
That was a big time tater.
And Adam Lynn's ready. No swing, ball 4. Second walk of the inning. So Lind replaces Defoe for the pinch hitting appearance here.
So put some StatCast on the tater. What do you got? Launch angle 28 degrees, 100.1 miles an hour, and 416 feet of a 3-2 lead.
Wow. Joe Madden just now out of the dugout after they announced Adam Lind. They said Brian Dunsing ready. So from trailing a run by leading by a run, the Nats take over here in the 7th and hoping for more to come after Rendon's dramatic blast. Brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Go to MidAtlanticComfort.com for special offers and to find a dealer near you. That home run should be up on the wall of fame right there. Here comes Adam Lind against the left-hander Brian Dunsing, pardon me. And Lind 2 for 7 career against him.
Now 31st appearance, 40 strikeouts versus 8 walks. Righties hitting 198, lefties 321. How many times have we seen reverse splits this year? Fastball, slider, curveball change. Fastball 92, throws it 47% of the time.
Runner aboard with speed. Lind 9 for 21, 3 homers, 9 RBIs as a pinch hitter, and Dunsing checks him with a soft toss. Shift on. Lind the other way for a base hit. Taylor making the turn, but because Jay was playing that way, he's got to stop. 4th base runner of the inning. And Turner is next. And is Pedro Strop next?
I mean, every time the guy gets in the game, he makes something happen. Whether it's a start off the bench, you see the shift, left on left, goes the other way. We just showed you the reverse splits. Lefties hitting better against Dunsing than righties, and Adam Lind with another base hit. Is there a pinch hitter of the year award in Major League Baseball, at least the National League?
Well, you and I will pay for a plaque if there isn't. He's 10 for 22. Come on.
That's ridiculous.
So it is Pedro Strop, righty-righty matchup with Turner. When we come back here in the 7th. Is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. 37,097. This series draws nearly 129,000 for 4 games. That's ball 1. Pedro Strop to Trey Turner.
I see the numbers: 35th appearance, 32 strikeouts, 13 walks. An opponent's hitting 219. Fastball slider combination, fastball 96.
These two face each other for the first time.
Tell you what, this has been one heck of a series, hasn't it?
Heavyweights trading punches. And the Nats really took a haymaker on Monday night. Almost came back in that game. Tough loss, and they've responded beautifully. 1-1, way inside.
Nice to have the lead, but I'm sure Chris Spire will tell you they need some more.
That hit him. Trey Turner up and in around his hands on the bat, and the bases are loaded with one out.
So where to get him? We'll look at it together. I think it got the right hand, right wrist. And let's hope he's okay.
So here's Brian Goodwin for Ryan Rayburn, as Dusty knows Joe Madden has no more lefties. Dusty knows it. Chris Spire knows it.
Castillo with a big time show up of home plate umpire Chad Fairchild right there. He held the ball, didn't throw it back, and shook his head back and forth. And Fairchild's letting them have it. He's telling them, you don't show me up like that. And they're having some words. Strike zone just got smaller.
One-0. Goodwin out of play. Brian Goodwin is a pinch hitter, 2 for 6 with an RBI.
Yeah, that first pitch clearly missed.
Up the middle, base hit. Taylor scores. Lind held at third. The ball booted by Almora. Bob Henley was waving Adam Lindholm, but Adam wasn't looking at him. The Nats take a 3-1 lead. Harper coming up.
Yeah, clutch knock by Brian Goodwin. Right back up the middle, and Adam Lind took his eyes off the play, and he kind of cruised into third base. You always go hard to the base you have just in case something like this happens. Watch him stop and then turn around and didn't see Bob Henley try to wave him. Might be the first thing Adam Lind's done wrong all year, and you really can't fault him. He just couldn't find the ball.
I don't think any of us mind Bryce Harper batting with the bases loaded. The Nats are up by 2. And a strike to Bryce from Stroke. Harper 1 for 2 career with a walk against the right-hander. Still only 1 out here in the 7th. So the 3 runs in this frame all charged to Edwards. Dunsing responsible for Lind at third. Lays off the breaking ball, 1-1.
Pretty good numbers with the bases loaded career.
A pinch hitter, and then the top 2 guys in the order all aboard here. Good eye by Bryce, counts in his favor.
Be a firm swing if it's a strike.
He went on a pitch diving down and in, so it's 2-2.
Tried to hold up, probably went. He did.
Big pitch here. The Stroke does not want to go to 3-2. Bryce Harper is going to be called out on a fastball. Inside edge. A huge pitch for Strop and the Cubs. 2 down.
A little run back fastball. He's probably thinking he's going to double up on the off speed, and he runs it back, just catches the corner. No argument from Bryce Harper, and a pretty good pitch by Pedro Strop.
Ryan Zimmerman is the 9th National to bat in the 7th. He has a career RBI against Pedro, 3 for 8 overall. At RBI today, 62 on the year, 3 against the Cubs. His first baseman played pretty far off the bag, trying to get back for a throw there. Counts even.
I don't know the exact number, but I feel like Ryan Zimmerman the past 2 years has come up with the bases loaded against the Chicago Cubs a million times. Or close to it.
Big 2-out knock today for an RBI in the first. Good eye there. 2-1. That is Felix Pena. Busted bat, left side. Candelario. Nats had a big-time chance to add on, but they score 3, and 2 of them on Anthony Rendon's homer. Murphy had walked. He launches one to the bullpen, and after 7, the Nationals lead the Cubs 4-2. Scoring position, but Anthony Rendon's been one of the best in the league in that department all year long. So the leadoff walk to Murphy, Rendon goes deep, dramatic 2-run homer, an indication of how long this lineup really is.
Yeah, I mean, he's been so good this year. 15 home runs, 50 RBI, average over 300 this year. What's not to like about Anthony Rendon? Playing Gold Glove third base, and he should be a National League All-Star, and he's doing it in front of Joe Madden on a big stage here today. It's been fun to watch. It's been a great series, a great baseball game. It's got the October feel. A long way to go for the Nats. Ali Perez on to try to preserve the lead.
6 outs to get to win 3 out of 4 and then take this show on to St. Louis. Nats have played pretty well against the NL Central this year, 7-5. So here's Oliver Perez, and he faces Ian Happ.
Got 2 pitches, fastball low to mid-90s. Slider to go with it. About 10 different windups and 5 different arm angles.
So Brian Goodwin stays in to play left field. Cub fans now trying to make some noise, and the Nats fans trying to shout them down. Happ a switch hitter, so from the right side, he is at 306 on the year. Bullpen, a flurry of activity. Blake Trinan in the background there, and Joe Blanton. Fly ball to left. Pinch hit, get a hit, come into the game. The ball will find you. 1 out. Next up, Anthony Rizzo. What makes that base hit by Goodwin so big, Rizzo can't tie the game now. Two for 6 career against Oliver Perez. 2 home runs. And a good frisbee curveball to the outside edge. Hanging on that back leg forever. 1-1.
Just don't know when to stride as a hitter when a guy does that. I'm surprised more guys don't do it, as long as you get to your release point consistently.
There's another good hook to Rizzo, who's had 3 good at bats today, 2 for 3.
The bullfighting music in the background. El Matador, he's been called recently. Kind of a new addition to his appearances here at Nats Park. We like it. Where's he going? I mean, he almost ran the center field in the middle of that windup. Did you see that? I haven't seen him do that all year. That was new. He's digging the bullfighting music. He's taking it seriously. Check out this one. This is new. Triple pump. Look back at second base. I haven't seen that one yet. Quick pitch to him.
And Rizzo reaching and lunging and doing whatever he can to stay alive here. He's up there facing the kitchen sink.
Or just the opposite of the last windup. Ah.
And no turn on that one.
Well, we've been talking about it all series. Tough guy to strike out, right? Look where he chokes up on the bat with 2 strikes. And against lefties, he just tries to punch it into left field. Takes a whole lot out of his swing and tries to serve one to left.
Two balls, 2 strikes. So 2 right-handers ready. If Rizzo gets aboard, right-handers coming up. And if Oliver gets him, it'd be interesting to see if Spire would stay with him here in the 8th. 2-2 pitch. And a comebacker. Oliver to Ryan. 2 down. Pretty good job of neutralizing a dangerous hitter. And there's our answer. Oliver Perez. Ole. Nats still lead by 2. By T-Mobile, and it's Nats starters everywhere. So National League ranks, Scherzer up there in Ks, opponent's batting average. You could throw ERA in there as well. Strasburg, the wins, the Ks. Both 9-game winners, those top 2. And then Gio having a really good year. He will pitch in St. Louis on Saturday, and he is 7-2 with a 287. All brought to you by T-Mobile. Big 3 right now, and Joe Ross pitched like he wants to be part of the Big 3 today. Tanner Roark tomorrow in St. Louis at 11 pitches, 8 strikes for Oliver Perez.
Well, Joe Blanton takes the mound for the 21st time this year. The ERA at 9.00, 16 strikeouts to 5 walks, and opponents hitting .354 against the fastball, slider, curveball change combination of Joe Blanton.
Facing Contreras for the first time. And Joe, in his first appearance in this series, gets a 1-pitch pop-up. Rendon and Turner. Trey. 1-2-3 by the bullpen against 2-3-4 of the Cubs in the top of the 8th. And 2-5-0 Cubs, thanks to the 3-run 7th, Washington by 2. Looking for some add-on action here. Murphy, Rendon, and Wieters in the bottom of the 8th inning against right-hander, 27 years of age, Felix Pena.
10th appearance for the Cubs, 4.80 ERA, 13 strikeouts against 7 walks. Opponents hit 295 against the fastball slider change combination. Fastball average at 94 miles an hour.
He did a good job kind of saving their bullpen the other night when the Nats scored and had a 6-0 lead in the first half of the game. Cubs only had a run on 2 hits all night. He pitched 3 innings, no runs on 2 hits. So he faces Murphy here, bottom of the 8th. Daniel 0 for 2, but he drew that walk that led off last inning prior to the Rendon home run. Ball 1. And there he is, the man with the big hit of this game.
I'd say Daniel Murphy with a big walk to start that thing up, too.
And Murph got jammed. Pop up left side. Candelario stalking it. 1 out.
So all the way back to last inning, in case you forgot, and you have short-term memory loss. Fastball up on a 3-2 pitch. Remember Carl Edwards Jr. missed with a 2-2 curveball, and he missed with a curveball earlier in the count, and Anthony Rendon said, "You got to throw me a heater," and he was all over it. Gave the Nats a 3-2 lead. Instant offense. Look at the numbers on the year for Anthony Rendon. On base percentage, .403.
So in the series, 6 for 13, 2 homers, 3 driven in, and he's been on base 8 times.
He's getting ready for the 9th. Blake Trinan.
He is.
He's been pitching well enough to close.
Well, Matt Albers and Eddie Romero have pitched in each game of this series. So those guys need a breather, and hopefully Blake can take care of that. And the 3 outs. And Rendon, a mile-high pop-up out to short center. Baez started waving, and then Almora called it. 2 down. Johnny Holiday, Ray Knight out in left field, getting ready for the Nats Extra postgame show. Presented by Who But WB Mason. Brain Trust, pitching coach in the background. Here's Matt Wieters, lined out hard last time to short. And then Pena drops in that 81 slider. 1-1. Because of what the Nats have done the last couple of days, we have not seen Wade Davis since Monday night. And that was an interesting outing for him. And Wieters to the left side. Shortstop has the angle, but the left fielder's coming straight in, and John Jay has it. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. The Nats need 3 outs to take 3 out of 4 from the world champs. Blake Treinen, 3 saves, lots of struggles with that early in the season, but his recent trend very good, a 1.35 ERA. They're hitting .208 against him his last 4 times out.
Yeah, 2-seam fastball, tons of sink, mid to upper 90s. We've seen 101 on this homestand from Blake Treinen. Nasty slider to go with it, and he's gaining confidence in his changeup.
Stephen Drew is in at short on a double switch, batting 9th. Our crew spotted Trey Turner shaking his hand a little bit during a meeting around the mound, so hopefully nothing bad there.
He got hit on the right wrist, maybe the bottom of the right hand. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah. First up for the Cubs, Addison Russell. 0 for 2 career against Blake. 0 for 2 today and a walk.
Well, let's see if you're Blake trying to just get 3 outs. Don't think about getting a save and all of a sudden I'm in the closer role again. You remember he started the season out of spring training as the Nats closer. Didn't go well. So it's about the process. It's not about the result. And if you can stay in that mindset, you got a good chance of getting 3 outs here.
Foul tip.
And what I just said is real easy. It's a lot harder to do out there in front of 40,000 people for a save. Easy to say, not easy to do if you haven't done it a lot in your career.
Has him reaching and a flare well foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on 99, diving away. 1 out.
Yeah, the stuff is there, obviously, to close major league games. It's just a matter of the comfort level and being okay with it and having confidence in that stuff and confidence to throw strikes. 99 with split action. Look at that thing go down at the end at almost 100 miles an hour. 30.
Jamer Candelario, last time up, put the Cubs on top with a 7th inning leadoff homer, his first in the big leagues.
I think also the confidence to throw that 2-seamer into lefties we've seen recently is something he hadn't really done a whole lot in the past. He's not afraid to go in there.
Oh my goodness, he pulled it and hit him. And that's going to put the tying run into the batter's box. And Candelario is in a lot of pain. He was grabbing at his left knee. Cubs trainer PJ Mainville. Too much of this to deal with this year, and his staff.
It's coming around. You get hit in the knee. There's so many nerves in there. Been hit there a million times. You feel like you want to throw up right when it happens. It's almost like getting kicked in the shin. And the longer you wait, it starts to come back. obviously going to be stiff, but putting weight on it is the next step. If it bears the weight, you didn't break anything. And it's a matter of you have the flexibility in it to run around the bases. I don't think he's going to be able to go.
And really, other than Victor Caratini, their catcher called up yesterday, they have one position player remaining, Tommy La Stella.
Look at this.
And they'd want him to pinch hit if the inning got down to number 9. So it looks like Candelario will bravely stay in the game.
It goes from being sick to your stomach to really hurting to then just kind of hurting. And then after the game, it's really going to hurt again. This is what 99 on your knee looks like at Exmo. I don't even know if I want to watch.
Mike Maddox to the mound.
It's a good trip by Mike Maddox. You could see Blake Treinen was a little bit rattled by the whole deal. I just think the key is keeping the ball down now. Don't give anybody anything to elevate.
Right. So right-handed batter Albert Almora is next. And he's going to be pinch hit for by the switch hitting catcher Victor Caratini. And they'll save La Stella for the number 9 spot. Called up yesterday. This guy was hitting a ton at AAA. 343 at Iowa. Treinen misses low and away.
He had been confident going into lefties until that pitch. We'll see if it changes his game plan here.
To short, Turner, Murphy, and he can't get a grip on it. Caratini getting down the line pretty well, but it is the second out here in the 9th.
I don't know if he turns that with a clean exchange anyways. Caratini was getting down the line. Murphy was flying to get to the base and kind of out of control when he got there. He would have had to take 2 steps before he threw it, and I think Caratini would have been safe. You had it teed up, though. You were ready to go crazy on a game-ending double play, and I see why. But right there, he's got to throw it right there. He couldn't get it out cleanly, and now Treinen just needs one more out.
And it's Javier Baez. They give the runner second base. And of course that was Stephen Drew to Murphy. My bad with Turner out of the game. One-0 pitch. Base hit. We're going to hold the runner at third. That can't get him thrown out. Bryce a slip as he picked up the ball, and now he's got his hands on his knees.
Was there slip there? What happened? He went to throw it and jammed his knee, his ankle, or something. You got to hold Caratini at third base. His run doesn't mean a thing. And now does Javier Baez decide to steal off Blake Treinen? What happened here? And he rolls his right ankle.
Tommy La Stella. Baez stepping off first. Ball 1. Counts even, and LaStella taking a big swing. Not a big guy, but he's got some pop.
Do you think about the steal here if you're Joe Madden with 2 outs and Javier Baez on first base? He's got 3 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught twice. Maybe with 2 strikes.
1-1 the count. That is a base hit, and the tying run's going to third. Blake Trinan ends up picking up the throw from Brian Goodwin, and this is a 4-3 game. A hit batter, 2 hits in the inning. Top of the order, John Jay. And he's 0 for 2 career against Trinan.
All these games have been so good. And once again, a Nats game with drama in the 9th. Who would have guessed it? Like trying to grind for that last out. Great at bat by Tommy LaStella. Javier Baez to third, and here we go.
Jay 0 for 4 today. That ball is in the gap, and the Cubs might take the lead. Baez scores. LaStella coming home. Play at the plate, safe. And the hitter, Jay, ends up at third base. And the Cubs have shocked the Nats in the 9th.
I just don't know how many times this will keep happening. Yeah, fastball came right back down the middle. John Jay all over it, shoots the gap, and Tommy LaStella was off to the races. And just like that, another Halloween 9th for the Nats, and it's 5-4 Cubs.
Ian Happ, the hitter. Jay ending up at third on that. Boy, that hit batter changed everything. Trinan had just struck out Russell, had some momentum. Yeah, the Cub fans are going crazy. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Now Wade Davis appears for the first time since Monday. Drew, tough in between hop. Throws out Ian Happ. And there's some more drama to come from Nationals Park. Taylor, Drew, and the pitcher spot coming up. Now the Nats have to rally against Wade Davis, who they did just that against Monday night. But in safe situations, he hasn't blown one all year.
Yeah, 3-pitch guy, fastball, cut fastball, curveball. Fastball averaging 94. Lefty's hitting 120, righty's 234. Everybody 175 against the Cubs closer.
He came in Monday night in a non-save situation. The Cubs were up 5-0 at the time. Michael A. Taylor hacked that double to right center, first guy to face him. Then Stephen Drew pulled one to the gap in right center that drove in 2 runs. Turner would walk. Goodwin struck out. Harper got a base hit. But that tying run, Trey Turner never made it beyond third base. He struck out Ryan Zimmerman on the hook in the dirt to close out that game. So it's Taylor, Drew, and then the pitcher's spot. And the Nats have already used, obviously, Drew, Goodwin, and Lind. Michael A. 1 for 2 with that double, career against Wade Davis. One and 2 to Michael A. Swing and a miss. So the Cubs a bunch of changes. John Jay has moved over to center field. The rookie catcher Victor Caratini's in left, and then Tommy La Stella, who had that big RBI hit before the Jay double, is at third base. Here's Drew. Popped up. La Stella. Fair ball, 2 outs. It'll be up to Wilmer Defoe. Batting in the spot vacated by Trey Turner, and now the pitcher's spot.
They get on for Brian Goodwin any way he can right here. Whatever it takes. And let the lefty who's been swinging it have a shot at winning the ball game. But first things first, you got to find a way anyway to get on base right here, right now. Got a little switch going on here. Right fielder's going to left, and the left fielder's going to right. They're just sprinting across the outfield right now.
Happ to left, Caratini to right.
Well, you got a catcher out there. Joe Madden thinking that Wilmer's going to hit it to left, puts his catcher in right. Smart move.
One and 0 to Wilmer. And he gets himself with that foul ball.
Davis still up with that fastball, but it seems like it has a little more life here today in a save situation.
Whole different deal for him tonight. One ball, two strikes. Series over, and the Cubs shock the Nats, coming back to split the 4-game set.
That's a tough one, man. That's a serious, big-time punch to the gut loss. When you're thinking you could take 3 or 4 from the defending world champions, you fight back to take the lead, and it just doesn't happen in the 9th again for the Nats.
So on a beautiful day, a hot day at Nationals Park, everything was lined up. Joe Ross was pitching well. The offense got some dramatic action in that 3-run 7th inning, but the Nats could not hold the Cubs down. They get 3 runs on 3 hits in the 9th, and then Davis, the put-away closer he is, put the Nats away. This has been a presentation to Matson. See you in St. Louis. So long for just a while.